What do you think of when you think about Texas Tech? Many things come to mind for all of us. The connection and bond we have with Texas Tech University is special. It's part of the nature of West Texas, but Red Raiders know what I'm talking about when I talk about the bond that we share with this place. This university is indeed special, and we are a Red Raider family, all of us. Diane and I raised our family here. We feel very blessed to have done so. We love what this university and this community stands for. It's our home. So many say the word home when we think about Texas Tech University. When recruits come to Lubbock, the reflection they have is it felt like home. Our student athletes come accustomed to calling Texas Tech home. Alumni many times refer to it as home. So what do we do when something like this attacks our home, our family? Something that we couldn't see coming, something that we could not stop. Yes, we're going to do our part now. We're going to stop it by following the health guidelines that we've heard frequently. But it's normal that we all have such a range of emotions in how we deal with a virus that has attacked our home, our family, and our day-to-day living. Drew is our oldest son. He's a high school senior this year, and he said to Diane, my wife, just last night, I wish we could get back to normal. And I think that's how so many of us feel today. And DeMarcus Fields, I saw last night. DeMarcus, if you're watching this, I did see it. You even said that you missed study hall. So we're going to remind you of that when we get back to normal. But again, I ask you, what do you do when something attacks what you love, your very way of life? You fight back. We hear Coach Beard talking about being a part of the fight during the basketball season. And believe us, we're going to get into this fight. So how do we do that? How do we fight back? We take care of each other. And we start with the very reason of why we are here. That's our student athletes. They're hurting. We have more than 400 student athletes who are very passionate and dedicated to competing at the highest level for Texas Tech University. And there's a range of emotions that they're feeling. I saw it when I walked into the men's basketball locker room right after the Big 12 tournament was canceled. I was in Coach Beard's locker room and we were talking about the situation, and Davide Moretti walked in. And we shook his hand and gave him a hug, and the look in his eyes was something that you can't explain. I saw it the night before with our women's basketball team. I was walking to dinner and I saw the Lady Raiders coming out of Municipal Auditorium from their shoot-around the night before their first opening round game. I saw the excitement. I saw the look in their eyes of getting to capitalize on something that they had worked so hard towards. I saw them the next day on the plane, and that look had come out of their eyes. I heard it in the voice of Tim Tadlock, calling him that afternoon, telling him I was just informed that West Virginia would not be traveling to Lubbock for our opening Big 12 baseball series. I heard it in the voice of Todd Petty as our women's tennis team was on a flight to Des Moines, Iowa for their first Big 12 tennis match against Iowa State, and telling him that they needed to turn around and come home. I heard it in the voice of Coach Wells as I was in Kansas City talking to him on the phone, and we came to the realization on that our first football spring scrimmage that Friday was not going to happen. Something that those young men in that football locker room had been so excited about and had looked forward to getting back on the football field and competing. None of us can really know what these student athletes are feeling. They've worked their entire lives to be here, to train and to compete at the highest level. And we can't answer all their questions. And they all want to know, when can we get back to doing what we love? When can we get back to our team? And we can't answer those questions, but what I can assure you of is that we're going to continue to take care of their physical needs. We're going to make sure they have a place to live. We're going to make sure they have food. Last week and this week, as our student athletes were on spring break, those student athletes that remained in Lubbock, they had an app on their phone that they could go to United Supermarkets, that they could go to restaurants here in town that support us and get takeout or delivery from those particular restaurants. We're going to continue to care for their medical needs. We've got one of the finest medical teams in the country right here at Texas Tech, and we're going to make sure our student athletes are taken care of. We're going to make sure that they're ready for online classes when they start next week. But we could not do this without the generosity of our Red Raider Club donors. At a time like this, our Red Raider Club donors, they could walk away from us, but just the opposite has happened. They've stood with us, and so many of them have told me directly, just make sure you take care of our young people. It's been overwhelming, and I can't say to our Red Raider Club donors, thank you. Thank you for your continued commitment, for sticking with us in times like this. You know, in sports, we always know who our competitor is. They're standing right across the court. They're across the line of scrimmage. They're in the opposite dugout. They're in the lane next to us. They're wearing a different colored jersey. But that's not the case here. We can't see the competitor. So as a Texas Tech Athletics Department, what we can do is we fall back on our guiding principles. And I would invite all of you to join us in doing that. We really have 4 simple guiding principles that guide us every day. One is to do the right thing. And at this time, we've told our staff and our student athletes to do the right thing is to follow the information that's been provided to us by our health officials. Another guiding principle is win every day. Do what you can to keep improving today and take it one day at a time. And we have instructions as to what we need to do today. Tomorrow may be different, next week may be different, but we've got to win together today and take care of one another. A third guiding principle is success is built on quality relationships. And we have never needed this more than we do today. We need every supporter, every letter winner, every fan, every community member today more than ever. And I want you to know we're going to continue to take care of the student athletes in your Red Raider family. The final guiding principle is respect the past and invent the future. None of us know what the future holds. But if the world today has taught us anything, none of us ever did. But I stand here today and I say this, things will get better. Imagine with me a moment, Jones AT&T Stadium, a fall evening, the going band has just played the Matador song. And now the masked riders leading our football team through the smoke onto the field. Imagine the sound. Imagine the sheer joy of 60,000 plus Red Raiders coming together, welcoming their football team, their family, onto the field. Things will get better. We are stronger when we are together, not just in times of crisis, but each and every day. We all love Texas Tech. This is a very special place, and we will fight for it, and I know it is in your DNA as well. For us to get back, supporting our teams, doing what we love, and to do that, we must follow all the guidelines set in place by our health experts and exercise social distancing and stay healthy. We need all of you. We need our family. Stay strong and record.